So I think most people are aware of Johnny in the chat. You know, he's the one with the long black locks. Looks like he's, you know, should be lead guitarist for a famous band. I think he actually was in a famous band at one time. Let me make sure this isn't going to blow us out. What is the title here today? The title is Bankster Cash Burning Rituals. Does everyone remember the 60s when it was the bra burning? Well, we're going to talk about the Bankster cash burning rituals because they're out for our cash. And we're going to take a dive into that. But before we do, I want to share my screen and I am going to click on, forgive me, it's like my freaking computer is really molasses today. And I don't know why, but I will get it fixed before next week's live stream. It's like I open up my share screen, I hit share sound, nothing happens. I'm seeing like a 2-second delay. So my voice is delayed. I'm sorry, but let me do this. And Johnny recommended that I play this to open the show. So, and he's right. This is really important for us to know. Okay. Can everyone see that? Let me, yeah, we have the, all right.
It's Lex Luthor.
Your ATM is safe. Your banks are safe. There's enough cash in the financial system. And there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
Yeah, baby. Money printer go brrr. So why did he suggest this and why is this relevant? Well, let me go over here. We have an awesome member of the Epic community who is a rather prolific Twitter dude, Aussie Epic Casher at, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to screen share here. And I want to talk about, before we talk about our main subject today, I want to talk to you about what he said. Wake up, fellow Aussies. The banks are banning cash. This is news that just came out. The banks are banning cash. And we must seek alternatives that are decentralized, private, and open source. Anybody know of such an asset that might be out there, a digital asset? Very important. If you value financial privacy, do your own work. And I love this meme. Justa Freeman makes these amazing memes. CBDC, Highway to Hell. I just love it. And I wrote back because I think this is important. And I'd love for your opinion on this, Enrique. To be clear, they are not ending cash, or they are ending cash withdrawals, not cash. Indeed, it's a slippery slope leading to banning cash, which I don't think will happen for a long time, as I believe the implementation of CBDCs will be like a cluster FUCK, see Nigeria. We'll discuss on today's live stream. So before we dive into the main subject and our special guest for the second time this week, Arya, I'd love to know, Enrique, you're the financial guy. What are your thoughts on CBDCs? And do you think that they're just going to click their heels 3 times and Shazam, cash is banned? What are your thoughts?
No, I agree with you. What you posted in your response to that tweet, that it's done through steps. They'll end cash withdrawals, but then the next step will lead to something else, and then you'll have a full-blown ban on cash. So I don't think it can be done right away because people will obviously not take it. There will be too much pushback. So if you do it in stages and steps, people get used to the new normal. And then when you look around, you're somewhere completely different than you were a couple of years ago. So, but I do think that the acceleration of this process is increasing weekly, on a weekly basis. So I do not see it as a, something that's crazy to think that CBDCs, at least in developed countries, could be implemented within the next 3 years.
Right.
It's speculating, but we don't know how far off they are in terms of implementation, what they've been doing behind the scenes.
That's right.
And not disclosing to the public. So
by the way, I'm looking at myself in my teleprompter and I see my awesome t-shirt. Epic Cash is greater than Bitcoin. And I just want to let you know that this is the second version of this shirt. Maybe last Fridays, I actually bashed the shirt that I got because the quality sucked. They sent me a new one and it is chef's kiss. Awesome. So everybody, go down into my show notes and I'm going to be providing a link there once this video renders to where you can click on it. You can go buy your own shirts. I love them. I literally don't walk around with anything but Epic shirts these days. And I get a lot of engagement, especially my shirt that says, ask me about Epic Cash. That gets the job done. So sorry. I want to talk about a couple of things related to CBDCs. And this is just an open conversation that we can all discuss. Okay. And then I'm going to tell you what they're going to do because I am Todradamus and I will tell you what our futures are probably within the next year. And I'm right. But before I give it away, I want to ask the questions, two questions to educate the people, folks, the viewing audiences who are going to smash that like button right now, right? I don't know how many are watching, but hopefully everybody smashes the like button, comments, helps the algorithm, and shares this. We have grown to almost from like 2980, which I was at for 2 years, to where now they took off the regulator and now they're letting me grow. And I think we're up to around 3,300 or so, getting close anyway. So that's good. So share the channel with others. But I want to ask the question, why, Enrique, would the Druid Babylonian bastards in charge want to burn cash? Why do they not want us, we the people, to be able to have cash? Because to me, the cash that I have allows me to engage with thy neighbor or thy store privately.
Yeah.
Does it have to do with privacy somehow?
It all has to do, in my opinion, with control, and privacy allows you to, to take control of your, finances, your expenses, whatever you want to do with your money. Privacy gives you that option. And so you can't control cash. You can't track cash. There's no way to stop you from giving me, $1,000 and me giving you, selling you a bike or whatever.
Yeah.
So to me, it's all about control. And when you have a system, cashless system, then it's game over at that point if everybody's on it.
They track everything and then it becomes stoppable, right? Yoga Dude's in the house, and I know you were not going to be, so you're back. So I presume you have 2 cents to say, and then we have Arya. We're going to get to you, sir. We have a lot of celebratory discussions, but Yoga, what are your thoughts on why is there such a focus on getting us onto these CBDCs worldwide?
It's a control mechanism. That's what it is. Can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure that I'm not muffling my microphone. It's a tool of enslavement. It's a control system.
Coming in pretty loud. I don't know if...
That's a first.
I know.
Who would have thought? All right. Yeah. So that's what it is. They are, they get lazy of printing money the old-fashioned way, just with the money printers, and they're taking it to the next level. It's like, hey, you know what? We don't even need to do that. We don't even need to use, silk and whatever else they print money with. We could just make this shit up even faster. But wait, there's more. because we picked up this idea from crypto that you could actually use smart contracts. So this is money with like a string. You know, you've seen those cartoons, like the guy drops a quarter into the machine on a string and then like jerks it back out, you know?
Right.
It's like that, but on steroids, right? So it's like this magical bullshit money. It's even more bullshit than fiat. I mean, think about that, right? This is like next level bullshit. Like this is bullshit squared. Can I say bullshit on your channel, sir?
You may.
All
You
right.
may.
So, and this is the thing. This is like we had gold, they could manipulate it. Okay. So we came off the gold standard and the silver standard, you know, into the promise of the promissory note standard. Like, hey, honestly, you know, I heard it was like a Robin Williams, who said that, you know, and this is like very pathetic. He said this in 2008 crisis. He said that, hey, we're going to print more dollars, and then on the dollar bill, instead of saying "In God we trust," it's just going to say "Trust me," right? So CBDCs is like the next level of that, where it's money that with an off switch. It's money that, hey, you can only spend this, you know, first couple of days of the month until your quota runs out. You can spend this on meat, but then later you can spend it on like cricket jerky. And again, I'm not knocking cricket jerky. I'm sure there are people that, you know, like all up on that. I ate a deep fried scorpion in Asia once on a bet. So it was crunchy. It was kind of like like a very starved crab. But CBDCs allow that level of really insidious control. It's money with expiration. It's money. Why would they put money on expiration? And this is something that Europe talks about, because Europe is actively trying to eliminate entire generation of savers. They don't want people sitting on it. Okay, so because when your money is sitting in your bank, you know, well, I mean, banks are pilfering it, but it's not buying stuff. So they give you money with a fuse to spend, because if you don't spend it, it's going to expire. And then some of it is going to be for for food. Some of it is going to be for energy. Some of it is. So it's like a really special purpose tool. I mean, the level of control that this offers it's evil.
Yeah, I agree. So,
and I want to add a little thing. MasterCard, there's a few articles online about it, about how they've been doing this for years, where they've been tracking the carbon footprint of their customers, so that they're ready to launch, you know, their new credit card. But they, you know, that's why I think the system has been in testing for a long time.
Oh, a couple decades. I'm telling you that these DBBs play long ball. My question is this. All right. So we're seeing the pilot over in Australia right now, to where you can't get cash out of the ATMs. We can still get cash out of the ATMs, and we can go withdraw cash if we want. Is it smart for us to do that? To be able to be proactive and just say, you know, it's not if, it's when. Or do you think there's ever the risk that when they say, well, I'm not going to give it away, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, but let me just throw that question out. Should we go and start taking a little bit of cash and putting it in a safe place in our home?
And then they do what they did in England, where everything over a certain denomination gets replaced. So you're going to have a reverse bank run of everybody's going to try and run back with their money. And then all sorts of awkward questions get asked, like, hey,
how did you get it?
Where did that come from?
Right.
And last I heard, we're still hiring a whole lot of new IRS people, right? I mean, to kind of help shore up the economy. And of course, they're only going after high-level individuals. That's why they hired so many of them. So it's
and with training,
it's evil.
Of course.
So I don't think it right. Yeah. So the idea of just pulling money out of the bank is, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that that's a safe solution. One of the things we did see is a lot of people are putting their money into crypto.
Yep.
As an alternative, which is ironic because they keep talking about how, crypto. I love what's her name, the evil witch of the West, Christine Lagarde. When she's talking about how, crypto is doing naughty stuff. It's unregulated. It's hanky stuff. It's very weird. As opposed to banks, where you're supposed to be safe, right? I mean, roll this one around in your head. Who would have, like, what would you have said if somebody like a decade ago, well, if you're old enough, told you that a Swiss bank is going to go belly up? Swiss bank, right? $17 billion of investment money that just got written down to zero, like in a Swiss bank. So I don't know, man. I mean, I think the safest thing seems to be anything but money. Like buy ammo, buy crypto, buy, buy foodstuffs, buy whatever. It just doesn't seem like the idea of just going to the ATM and just pulling, all your cash out is the perfect solution. I do believe that, having a healthy amount of cash on hand is a good idea, but
you know what, guys, would you?
So what's your answer, Uncle? What's your thing?
Well, my first of all, I have begun to take cash out just because I'm a prepper, and I think that that's the smart thing to do. I think we should all have cash on hand. I agree with you that larger denominations may be at risk. So I kind of course corrected, and the notes I take out are 50s, but I do have the cash there just for a rainy, and I don't know. I'm not a real trusting guy in the financial system these days. And, the first thing that I did was I acquired Epic Cash. I mean, everything that over the last, you all have heard the story that I'm all into Epic Cash. Now with new money or whatever that comes in, I feel like I have enough Epic Cash. And I just say that because after a while it gets, there are a lot of other people out there who should acquire Epic Cash. And so I'm a little bit concerned with the money that I do have in the bank. So I'm taking a little bit of that out, acquiring a bit of gold. I am here to be able to support the vision of Epic Cash as well. So donations are part of my investment strategy because I believe that the more I can invest in, like our special guest today, Arya, the greater my nest egg is going to grow. But can I ask everyone, can you look? I'm live streaming. I was seeing that there were no comments. So then I decided just to get out of it altogether. Am I still live streaming? Can you guys?
Hey, Uncle, you're live streaming, but you're Johnny Sacco again.
I'm what?
Your lips are not syncing.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, everybody. We can stop the video if it's distracting, but there we go. We'll do that for now. But let me tell you what. And are you seeing any comments in there? Because I didn't see any comments from the beginning in the live stream. Sorry, everyone. I just,
There's some salty comments from Major Minor about you wearing a banana hammock and nothing else.
All right, that Major Minor, what the heck are we going to do with him? Okay, so I'll tell you what I think is going to happen, because I think they're dead nuts serious about pivoting us into CBDCs. And they're going to do it just like they did when they said it takes just 2 weeks to stop the spread. What they are going to do, mark my words, call me a conspiracy nut job, I don't care. Conspiracy theorists now, I think, can just pat themselves on the back, and conspiracy theorist stands for, they were right. But I will tell you, I think there's going to be a boogie virus associated with cash. That the way this boogie virus is going to be spread is it's science. The scientists tell us, the ultimate sources of authority, are going to stand up and tell us that it is this evil cash that is being spread, and we're tracking that back to some Chinese, big drug purchase that infused a boatload of cash that is infected with this boogie virus, and you are at risk. So what's going to happen you're going to have all of the merchants out there are going to say, no way, that's not any good here. No way. And mark my words, that's going to be how they do it. They're going to scare the crap out of everybody that cash, physical cash, can kill you, your family, your grandmother. And there is a way that we are going to step in. We're doing it for you because we love you and we love your progeny. And by the way, there's going to be a vaccine that'll take care of the boogie cash virus. And that'll be the next thing, I believe. Now,
Uncle, can I ask you one thing? Can you please turn your video back on? Because even with delays, your smiling face is fine. But yeah, there you go. But without that, your video gets dropped completely. So your frame gets dropped. So it's just the four of us sitting here. Like, I mean,
don't worry.
We're beautiful people and all that. But by the way, your cash virus thing, or not the virus thing, but just paper cuts alone. Just think about that. Think of the children.
Absolutely. This is evil. It will be demonstrated. It will be demonstrated. They will literally show someone shopping, going out into the street, and after they put this away, it acts so fast, they're going to drop dead right in the street. Only to stop the spread of cash.
And fiat gangs beheading people using dollar bills.
Yeah.
One easy way to get people on CBDCs is just to make a law that forces you or businesses to pay property taxes or, taxes that you have to pay through CBDCs. So
this is actually, if you read the report from the EU and UK, first, that was kind of the, first they thought, well, we're going to replace everything at once. But then people freaked out. So they said, okay, here's what we're going to do. Taxes was one of the things. And the other thing was welfare stuff. So people who have no chance, who are dependent on subsidies, okay, they're going to get paid with this, money with a fuse and an off switch. That is a cool looking dog you got there.
Hey.
Yeah. So, okay, look, we beat that up enough. Let's switch gears. I want to just do a quick screen share before we chat with Arya, because this is important. So what's going on within Epic Cash? Man, my computer is possessed. It is so slow. I'm hoping I can share this screen. So I have asked people before to show me another project out there that has as much going on within their community. And lo and behold, Max sent around this morning, peace upon him. Let's see if you can see this. Come on. Goodness. Can you guys see that? Updates. What's going on?
It just says Uncle V. Oh, boom. Here it is. Yes.
Is it there?
Yes.
Let's hit OK. All right. So each one of these goes to another document. So this is the list that Max has created of every project within the Epic Cash ecosystem that is happening concurrently. And I just want to show you, for those people who think that we are just sitting here talking in the trading channel about when moon, why did it just go down 10 cents? Oh no, the sky is falling. Oh, we're going to be rich. We're back up 12 cents. No, we are so much more than this. We are skating to where the puck is going, not where it is. And when you just look at this, it's like, my gosh, the tracking, everything, the thought that Max has put into this to be able to ultimately, guide this tanker, where there's so many people on the tanker that are doing different things. I mean, I'm just going down and down. There are 36 pages here.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on.
Everybody, if you think that your oars aren't wet, there are so many people that are responsible for what's going on here, including this gentleman who's joining us today. This is Arya, who was our special guest on Wednesday. And Arya, If you can come off mute, if you are off mute, that's great. But I just want to welcome to the show 48 hours later. We're going to get a quick update, and I will tell everybody, what did we try to do on Wednesday? And excuse, I know my mouth and my video isn't in sync, but that's okay.
Good enough.
L. McMurphy,
Entertaining.
Enrique, L. McMurphy, can you please share what were we trying to raise and where are we right now? Did we succeed, or do we still need a little help? Let the people know so that we can shore this up.
Okay, well, the goal for raising Epic was 10,000 coins, and we've raised 10,100. So we've hit that goal, and yep, community came through rather quickly. And with fiat currency, it was $4,000 the goal, and I think we were still $1,700 short, right, Arya?
Yeah, I did underestimate the fiat a little bit. I tried to bring it down to something that I thought was more reasonable, but the reality is that we actually need about 5,700 to do exactly what we need to do, because I hadn't taken myself into account too much. So there's some costs involved with just staying in Santa Barbara prior to the event, and basic needs for the team and myself.
Okay, so we'd be short how much right now, approximately?
About 2,000 probably is the accurate number. And we did have one person that seemed like they were going to give it yesterday, but it just didn't work out. And so I closed it off. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew that we're reopening it back up for about 2,000 more.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Before getting on here, I was like, we did it, because I learned about the 10,100 coins, and I saw your message yesterday that we're good on the fiat. And so it looks like somebody had pledged but wasn't able to come through on that for whatever reason, and that's fine. But let's, as a community, see it, a little goes a long way. And so, Enrique, can you please share with everyone, if they wanted to be able to donate some fiat, how would they go about that, and what would they get in return?
Okay, so for every dollar that a person donates, they will get 2 EIOUs and 1 ECR. So for example, if you donate $100, you will get in return 200 EIOUs sent over the course of the weekend, and you'll be recorded for 100 ECR, which will be given when the token launches. So you get that. And to donate, there are instructions on a PDF that's pinned in the main chat and in the other groups, and you can see the instructions there. All you have to do is send the money either through Zelle, PayPal, or any of the other methods listed there, and then just send a screenshot to Arya and to myself. And that's basically it.
Okay, so everybody go to t.me/Epic Cash, and maybe somebody can do us the favor and just link to the pinned PDF just to make it easy for people going in now. That would be great. And just follow the instructions. It's easy peasy. But let's see if by the end of the day, Arya doesn't have to go sleep in a sleeping bag in the street.
Well, I really appreciate that, and thank you so much for setting up that program with the EIOUs. It's very beneficial for getting people interested in assisting. It's
amazing. So Enrique, why don't you just educate us? You're who I consider to be, if there were one, which there isn't, but you're as close to our CFO as one could have within crypto, that there's no company and it was fair launched and you're just a volunteer like the rest of us. But why don't you educate everyone that this isn't just an expense for somebody, this is an investment, really, because you get something back in return. But why don't you explain or unpack those EIOUs a bit?
Sure. Well, an EIOU is simply an IOU that will be bought back for $1 worth of Epic. So one EIOU will equal $1 in Epic when it's bought back. So if you donate $100, you'll get 200 EIOUs. So when it's bought back, you'll get $200 worth of Epic. So you could look at it as a way to, you know, double what you put in at a future moment, which is pretty good.
But hold
But
on, because that can be confusing, because let's say that right now Epic is at $1.70. So, and I donate 1,000 Epic. So tell us how many EIOUs I would get back. I wouldn't get just 2,000 Epic, right? Because you're going to look at the dollar amount.
You're not supposed to look at the amount of Epic you donate. You're supposed to look at dollars donated. Doesn't matter if it's in Epic, if it's in BTC, if it's in
There you
USDT,
go.
or whatever. It's just $100 donated, you'll get 200 EIOUs, which you'll then be able to sell back for $200 in Epic. So if you want to look at it, you know, from your personal, you know, portfolio, whether you want to donate Epic or not, you know, that's up to you. But the bonus is dollars in, and then you get EIOU and ECR. So the amount of Epic coins you donate is irrelevant. It's just the dollar amount.
And I know people, we aren't talking about it much, but everybody, there's going to be a nice value put on ECR once it's released to the wild. There will be a market for that. And I will tell you, there are some who pontificate and think that, you know, it could be because it's so necessary for the Bank of Me, right? Such a necessary piece that there could be more demand on ECR than other assets. So ECR is really, really important. And, you know, I'm really glad that we have that as part of the value proposition to be able to help. So
yeah, it will only be necessary to use the Bank of You. Like you said, it'll also be ECR is one token, one vote to govern, you know,
that's true, right?
Ecosystem. So it's way more than that.
Okay, well, let's if somebody is just watching for the first time today, Arya, why don't you let people know, what are you and your team doing with all of these funds raised?
Well, thanks so much for asking. I just want to preface my answer by letting everyone know that I really appreciate the trust that's being placed in me. This is a large amount of money, I understand that, and also many, many coins that you've invested towards your future. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very grateful that you've seen the vision of my project and that you've agreed to assist me on this journey. I want to assure everyone that I'm being very thrifty in terms of how I'm spending. I'm being very careful, and I'm doing the best that I can to document everything. Mm-hmm. So the plan is outlined in the Epic Lucidity Festival Telegram group, which I invite you all to come check out. It's pinned to the top as one of the messages.
And just so everybody knows, that's t.me/Epic Lucidity, LUCIDITY
That's it.
Festival. Okay, sorry if I destroyed that. You know,
no, you got it. So the plan is that we are going to onboard 1,000 new people into the wallet. And those would be just the general festival goers. However, these are potentially going to be a crew of ambassadors who we would like to see duplicating everything that you see me doing. Awesome. I come from within this festival culture, and not only do I want to onboard them, but I want to do things like create a competition where anybody who goes out and, for example, goes back to camp and brings their crew of people over, we could give them some further rewards, or whoever brings the most people to the booth throughout the festival becomes sort of a next level ambassador within our organization. We also, while onboarding, we're going to do our best to document and create some media. We have a hashtag LFG, or what was it? Other trucker that we decided on? It was a Lucidity Festival. ELF, that was it. Thank you so much.
Epic.
So we're going to do this hashtag and have people kind of do a media competition where we can check their social medias and see who comes up with the best imagery and maybe give out a reward there as well. Although some of those ideas are still under development, we have a little time before to prepare for these things. Now, more important in my mind, in one sense, is that we're giving some Epic a significant amount to each of the 10 founders. And these founders host many other events throughout the year, and they're very tightly connected with the festival culture throughout the West Coast. And so by introducing these founders to this new form of payment, we're hoping that the festival scene will eventually adopt Epic Cash as the point of sale for all.
Great strategy. Yep.
And so we want to impress upon them that we know that vending at festivals and how you accept payments has been an issue over the years. They often have to hire a tech team and have like a lot of energy into just making their system work. And it's actually quite expensive for the vendors themselves. The fees that are involved can sometimes be quite high when using these different types of merchant accounts. So we feel like there's a lot of potential for Epic Cash becoming adopted as the primary way of receiving funds. I mean, it's an instantaneous payment essentially. It has no fees attached to it, so it's only a penny. You know?
Yep.
And so there's huge potential,
and it's an appreciating asset.
Yes, and that could get really exciting if after the festival we give out a bunch of Epic Cash, and we know that we have 2 exchanges that we're working with coming up. We're looking at improving the app to do a variety of different important things. And so there's a lot of potential. Well, I won't even say potential. I mean, it's almost undeniable that the price of Epic is going to be going up. Currently, I don't know the exact number of wallets that are active and happening within Epic Cash, but if we add 1,000 more to that, that in itself could gather the attention of many eyes. So we're excited to see how that might affect things. So what we're going to do for the vendors is we're going to offer them a match of the first 100 Epic Cash that they receive through sales, that we would like to match that 100. And because the Lucidity Festival currently gets about 30% cut within that whole merchant system, we're going to do a match of 30% back to the festival itself. So that way they feel good about that we recognize that they need to be funded for the things that they do as well.
Right.
So that's the essence of the vendor program. Then one aspect to this vendor program is we're going to try to impress on them that you could take the Epic that you receive and you could spend it right there at the festival yourself. Go to your fellow vendors and purchase something from them. You'd be helping them double their return, and you'd be helping the festival as well. And so this is the sort of the master plan in my mind for the you could say the showcase, which or I actually like to use the word grow case.
Nice.
Where we're gonna eventually bring Epic as the premier vending concept and head towards the mass adoption that we're all looking for within Epic Cash.
I hope everyone realizes this is the force multiplier that we're looking for. And I will just say, I think it's brilliant to be able to provide the founders with the Epic so that they are then aware And I will tell you, on April 6th, Max and I are going to be interviewed by Sean at SGT Report. Again, Max is the again, and he's really excited. Why is he excited? Well, when he did the first interview, he had done his own work prior to, and he had acquired Epic at around 70 cents, $3,500 worth of Epic at 70 cents. And after Max was on, that was when we kind of had this retrace. So when he saw that going back down to like 30 cents in the 30s and whatnot, he kind of disengaged. And then there was the Epic Pay wallet, which started having its issues, right? So he disengaged and was kind of sour on Epic Cash, if you will. But an amazing thing happened over the last week. Max reconnected with him, and Sean was just saying, hey, look, I cannot see my Epic Cash within my Epic Pay wallet, and that is very frustrating to me. But I did notice that the price, I thought it had gone down into the 30s. I did notice that it's trading at over $1.50 now. That's impressive. And so he said, you have my attention again. And we educated him to what was happening with the Epic Pay wallet. And by the way, everybody, if you're listening to this right before the show, we spoke with Diego Salazar, who's the creator of the Cake wallet for XMR, and he's the creator of Epic Pay wallet and Stack wallet. And he just shared that he released the second version to your app store and is requesting everybody, if you'd please go upgrade your Epic Pay wallet. And the way you do that, when you go into your app store, search for Epic Pay, and don't just hit open, click on the actual Epic Pay icon, please. And then it will show you update. And then you click on the update, and you'll be able to update to the current version, which I think on the bottom, it's like 25 or says 25, something like that. But please, it's an opportunity to, again, kick the tires. Hopefully everything is well, but if not, just go to Mother Trucker. Maybe you can post a link in t.me/Epic Pay. Epic Cash, the link to the Epic Pay chat. So if anybody has any feedback, help us make this better. But the good news is, it seems like we're there. That there may be one or two things that could easily be fixed. But the reason why I bring this up is Arya, I'm excited that during this conference, you're not going to have to direct people to Veet. You can bring them to Epic Pay, and that is a game changer, I believe. So yeah. I'm really excited about that. Now we're going to have to kid test Mother approve that prior to make sure that it is all working. But that's where everybody watching right now, put your own oar in the water. Go test Epic Pay, and let's see. Why don't you find a Epic Pay buddy somewhere and send 0.01 Epic or 1 Epic back and forth, and let's kick the tires and help Diego and his team make this perfect. Because once Epic Pay is perfect and seamless, there isn't another wallet that is better. And then you start thinking about, we're going to be integrating into CoinStore, and then Change Now will be integrated into the Epic Pay wallet to where it won't just be send receive. It'll be buy, sell, and what's the third one? Not exchange, but swap. So huge deal. But so on April 6th, set your calendars, April 6th, 2 p.m. Eastern. It is going to be the SGT second interview, and he is going to be jazz. We got Sky King from SGT Report. He was within that interview chat, and he thought we were interesting. And now he's one of the most prolific, wonderful, amazing technical leads within Epic Cash. So, all right, sorry, I just kind of getting a few infomercials in there, but
thank you. It's a little challenging to respond sometimes because your video isn't syncing exactly.
I know it sucks. I'm sorry.
I appreciate it, though. I just have to be very listening friendly. Would you like me to continue with my plan a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Continuing on, we've covered so far the ambassadors that we're going to onboard in terms of festival goers, and then the founders, and then also the vendors. However, we're also setting aside 100 or a significant amount of Epic, let's just say that, to various influencers that we meet at the event, various artists, such as the musicians and live painters, and also any Lucidity ambassador themselves who's been selected by the festival. So we're going to be giving them a little bit more Epic than the everyday festival goer, with the hopes that they will then do things like bring us on a live stream or talk to their other influential friends about Epic Cash.
Great.
So the other idea is that at the festival, it's not that we're just going to be walking around, making it what could be viewed by the festival and the attendees as a win for Epic Cash, but we're creating a win-win situation for the entire festival. We're going to create the Current Sea Lounge. And this Current Sea Lounge will have a 30-foot blow-up dome where people can come in and chill with us in the daytime and get warm with us at night, because it will be a little bit cold at night. And this will be a great benefit. I've wandered around that festival at night and it gets cold.
All right.
So when they enter our warm space at night, they're going to be served hot tea at our little tea station that we have. Perfect. And there's going to be power stations lining the sides of that area where they can plug their devices in and stay charged up, which is fundamental to our mission, because we need to make sure they can download those wallets. Furthermore, we're going to provide internet. This will be a little bit tricky. You've got 7,000 people that are trying to connect to a few towers. And so this can be one of the hang-up points at a festival, that you can't really communicate with people because your phone isn't on the internet. We're working on innovative solutions through my team of 5 ambassadors, or I should say ambassador leaders. That might be more accurate. And at this point, I think it's really, it would be thoughtful to mention who these personalities are and give the Epic Cash community a little bit of an idea of what they're doing in regards to this project. Specifically, Abram Cook, you've probably seen him interacting in the various groups. He is a true entrepreneur. He's partnered up with a company called Bambuda. And so I met him at Lightning in a Bottle last year. We were vending hemp hats and he was doing his Bambuda thing next door. And we struck a great relationship. And so Abram has come down from Eugene, Oregon, and put all of his other entrepreneurial efforts on hold. And we're talking about quite a significant investment that he's placed in this business. And he rescheduled a surgery that he was going to have and decided to join me instead. And he's been going out and driving DoorDash and Uber Eats at night in order to keep a roof over our heads. Wow. So I don't know if we could ever ask for more dedication out of a member of our community than that. He's truly shown his selflessness. And I humbly suggest that the community take a look at that, what he's given to us, and reciprocate and accordingly as you see fit.
Hey, let me touch on that. How impressed have you been with our community as far as the tip pot and tips that are coming your and your team's way?
Very, very impressed. The technology itself is awesome.
Shout out Black Tiger.
Yes, thank you so much, Black Tiger. And then also, it's just such an amazing way to you generate a little bit of excitement, and you just kind of put it out there that we do have this tip bot, and all of a sudden you see Epic just falling into your wallet. And,
That's great. We are a
it's-
very giving community.
is without a doubt. I could never imagine that I could approach a community and within essentially 24 hours or 48 hours here, we have raised the funds for a tens of $1,000 project.
Yep.
The people who are around me in my life are blown away that I've been able to get this sort of support, and that truly is to the credit of the community.
That's right.
I do have a short list of people that I want to thank for the donations that they've already given.
Sure.
Captain Bai, unfortunately I don't know everybody by their names, so these are like usernames.
Yep.
But Captain Bai has given a significant amount of fiat and a significant amount of Epic. Mother Trucker as well has given quite a bit of support financially. And then Skazakid, he gave over 250 Epic. And that was like a very new person to our community. So it's interesting to see how these new people are jumping right on board and supporting us.
Right.
Tyson Cook is Abram's brother, and he bought Epic Cash just a couple days ago, and immediately he dropped all of his Epic Cash into our project.
Wow.
Neo Freeman gets a big shout out. And then, of course, you, Uncle Vigilante, have given quite a substantial donation. Thomas Budis gets a notable mention. And so, and then also on my team, we've all given both fiat, and I've given out over 800 Epic Cash just to get everybody's juices flowing.
Awesome.
I don't want to give credit to myself. Everything I do is done on the strength of my teacher and the supreme powers above. But I do want you to know that I've given every bit of everything that I've got to make this project work. And I do believe that that's the way that I generally will operate with any project that you allow me to do. I'm more interested in the end goal of putting end the use of money for controlling people by unfavorable actors. And so,
amen.
Yeah,
you're on it.
I'm on that mission. I am. And
so when does the conference start precisely?
So the festival, what's really great is we have an inside person at the festival, and he's been really making a lot of this happen behind the scenes with all of his connections. And we're showing up early to the festival. 2 of our team members will be there on Wednesday, and then the other 3 of us will be there on Thursday, which is still early to the festival, to make sure that everything's set up. We bought early entry tickets, and then
we're talking next week.
Yeah, we're talking just about 6 days from now,
which is fantastic, because by then Epic Pay, I guarantee you, any little remaining itsy bitsy bugs or whatever will be, it'll be done. So this is astonishing timing.
Yeah, when you mentioned that the app was ready just now, it was music to my ears, because
Absolutely.
That's one less step that I have to go through in onboarding. You take a couple of those steps out of the picture, and the number of wallets that can be onboarded significantly increases.
Yeah.
Plus, we want people to see our Epic Cash app. We want them to see it in its full glory. Well, in its as full of a glory as it can be at this time. So let me
stop. So literally, you walk up to somebody, you'll exchange hellos, and you'll say, "Hey, do me a favor. I'd like you to go to your app store, download the Epic Pay wallet. There you go. Good. It'll ask you for your seed words later. That's very important, but you don't have to do that now, which is such a smart design element. Great job, Diego and team. And we would like to send you some Epic compliments of the Epic Cash community. We're here as ambassadors to introduce you And here, can you pull it up? I'm going to pull mine up. I'm going to send you 5 Epic Cash right now. Now, keep in mind, and this is me talking, when I send somebody 1 Epic Cash, because I know so much about this project, been covering it for 2 years, I believe in my heart that I am sending them $1,000 per Epic. It's not if, it's when. So if they're patient within the next, I think 1 to 3 years, I think it'll certainly be $1,000, if not way more. But so that 5,000 or those 5 Epics, that if people are smart, you know, they won't just say, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. It's what's it show like a $7.50 in my wallet or almost $10 or whatever. No, think long term, think long ball.
Yeah.
But doing that, they're going to see how damn fast it is, right?
Yes.
Bam, it just shows up, and you know, Wi-Fi be willing.
Right.
But so that's the process, right? You're going to be able to get those Epic that are donated. So everybody out there, think about this being an investment, not an expense. And you're not the ones that are going to go, you know, putting your time in, you know, walking around and for hours on end being an ambassador. No, you might be in the comfort of your own backyard, grilling up some hamburgers or steaks or fish or whatever you grill. Or playing with your kids or watching Netflix or whatever. You're not out there doing the work, but you made it happen because your Epic are going to be repurposed and regiven, and it's just going to be that false multiplier that's going to happen. So that's how this is going to work. And I believe you. I believe that you will come out of there with at least 1,000 additional wallets who are going to go, by the way, because you're going to direct them to where they should go within our Telegram group so that we can then talk to them about how we can Epic tip bot them more with writing a 5-star review of the Epic Pay app.
And can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
This ecosystem is like collecting a set of dishes. You don't just want a fork. You don't just want a plate. You want the whole set of dishes, a coffee cup, a saucer, the bowl that matches, and all that. Okay. So getting into Epic or T.me Epic Cash, you need to learn, why would you want an ECR? Why would you want
is your window down? Because it's sounding windy.
I am sorry. How's that?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you hear what I said already? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should have asked about your my sound bite there. So
No problem.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
what is really nice, I seen Abram, the guy who is with Arya, come in and explain to us what an ECR was. Yeah, he went and copied and pasted, but he researched by coming into Epic Cash, and he was able to tell everyone what ECR is. So we aren't just a coin. You don't want to ever sell your Epic Cash. You want to get ECR, EIOU, all the whole roadmap, because it's the future ecosystem of money. So these guys are coming in and digging in, and I hope that all the people he invites do the same thing and don't just think that we're Dogecoin or something like that.
Yeah.
So
if there's 2 other aspects to what we're up to as well. We're also developing a referral program so that these ambassadors will be able to go out to their communities and other events throughout the year and be able to share Epic Cash and get some perhaps small reward on tier number 1. But if those same people go out and share it again, we would like to have like a tier number 2 as well. And I think that this could be far superior ultimately to the idea of just giving away Epic Cash, but we make it more what you go out and do, you get rewarded for bringing people involved.
Yeah.
Then the last thing that I want to mention that I think rounds out the whole concept is at the Epic Cash Currency Lounge that we're creating, we're going to have all sorts of signage and, you know, different logos and things like that. But we're also going to have a sound system where I'm going to be giving workshops, which I'm known for doing in the festival community for the last 10 years.
Mhm.
My workshop is on sympathetic vibratory physics and sound.
Mhm.
And so it's a lot to do with currency, right? It's all kind of tied together. So I'm going to put some of my my well-known workshops on the list, but the majority of the workshops are going to be concepts like, what is money, and how will we put an end to people using money in unfavorable ways to control us? The festival community is going to rally around these concepts.
That is so great. Right.
These are the free thinkers of the world that are the ideal ambassadors, and specifically Lucidity Festival. It has a couple of elements. This is the first big kickoff festival of the year, and everybody knows this. So it's an exclusive event that sells out. The tickets are quite expensive, so we're not talking about people who don't have any means to get by in life. They've set aside, you know, 4 to 5 days in many cases, and spent thousands of dollars to go there. So this could be a very exciting opportunity for us in those regards.
I just want to know if your dog has an Epic Pay wallet on his iPhone or her iPhone.
My dog is instrumental in this whole thing, and I'm going to tell the story of that one day.
Okay.
However, her name is Lakshmi, and in Sanskrit, that's the name of the goddess of fortune who oversees the flow of currency.
There you go. There you go. It's a God wink, everybody. Well, good. Well, this is very exciting. It's 1:02, so we try to keep this to an hour. So thank you. Everybody in the chat, I'm sorry I haven't been able to see the chat at all. Technical issues over here. I hope to get it. I think my mouth is caught up with my sound though, right? So whatever.
Yeah, you're good.
Is a short term. I hope it's not something we can count on every week.
And Uncle Chad has been pretty lively, so
okay, great.
That's fun. Yeah.
Thank you for managing that. But everybody, thank you. I wish you a very wonderful weekend. I know Max wishes he could be here, but he is flying to Texas to be Yoga. Where's he going? He's going to some conference or whatever that I know he's very excited about. He's going to be meeting some.
You know, I don't remember it by the name, but he was definitely excited about it. And considering that Max doesn't like to fly around just for any reason, it's got to be one heck of a conference. So, we wish him a safe flight and a fun meetup.
Absolutely, yeah. He doesn't.
Uncle V, could I mention one last thing before we go?
Yes, certainly.
So I want everyone to know that it's not just this festival, Lucidity, that we're going to be doing this type of thing at. We already have another event planned for April 22nd at the Santa Monica Pier in Venice Beach area. It's an Earth Day celebration. We're going to have the same Epic Cash currency lounge there. It's going to have 30,000 people at that event. And we're putting plan together to do very similar things. So if anybody wants to check that out in the Telegram chat, you can find that as well. And just you could DM me or whatever you need to do to find it.
Great.
Thank you, Arya.
Yeah, thank you. And let's get this one funded first, and then we'll be able to have a wonderful report after. And I really do want to live stream with you, technology permitting, right? Wi-Fi permitting on your end. For when you are right there, it would be cool to do a live stream. And maybe you could even have some people passing by, talk to them about the Epic Pay. Well, it would just be wonderful to see it in action. So that would be cool. So Mother Trucker, I know you're pulled over, so now drive safely. Gene, I know you're pulled over, so now drive safely.
Thank you.
Buckled in.
And Enrique, I know that your horse is out front, and so go ride safely. Meanwhile, I'm going to go for a cigar walk today. All right, everyone. Thank you for
Namaste, folks.
All right, cheers.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.